What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Wednesday. It is April 16th, and I filed my taxes about 4 p.m. yesterday, but I wanted to bring you guys, so it's a little bit different today. So we are going to try something a little different, kind of a hybrid between the second video we put out yesterday and what we usually do. So we do this occasionally. I wanted to see the feedback because we have so many new people. I wanted to see if people do enjoy it this way, or if you'd rather have it the all-inclusive, every single game pitcher breakdown that we've had. So what we're going to do in this one, same thing. We're still going to have our giveaways. We're still going to see who the winners are and stuff like that. But I'm going to give you my top 5 players at each position. So we're going to break down the pitching, just kind of like we broke down the pitching yesterday, which you guys seem to like that. And those pitchers we took did pretty decent. Kikuchi and both Ober got us to the point we needed at their prices. So I wanted to kind of do that in this one, go through the pitchers, go through the strikeouts, and go through kind of the history there. And then at each position, give you about 5 plays. Now, if you like it this way, you got to let me know down below. Might be a little bit shorter video than what you guys are used to, but we will see. So if you are new to the channel, we have giveaways every single day. We try to have 2 giveaways a day. Here's how to win. Like this video, be a subscriber to this channel, and leave a comment. If this video gets at least 50 likes and you've left a comment and you are a subscriber, you have a shot to win a free week of FTA Plus. Now, that is a week of all sports that we currently have. So we're not doing NBA until the actual playoffs start. We're not doing this play-in tournament. So next week. But you've got MLB, you've got PGA, you've got NASCAR. There is no MMA this weekend. I guess they took a break for a week. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you'll have a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, and you will have a shot at a free lifetime pass. Second way to win, somewhere in this video, there'll be a keyword or key phrase. Unless I forget it, then I will pin it down below, kind of like yesterday. So make sure you check the pinned comments. Listen for it, type that in, and have a second shot at a free week of FTA Plus. So what we're going to do is we are going to have some fun and see who the winners are from yesterday's video. So in the video, it ended up getting 100 likes on the dot. So whoever gets it right here is going to be a winner of a free month. Now, even if the keyword, which was taxes, is here, we're still going to see. So there you go. Chris Boyd, 1196. Oh, I must be one too, because I haven't found mine either. It's the Idiot Hour Laugh Out Loud. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but congratulations nonetheless, Chris. I don't think you've won before, but if you have, welcome again to the winner circle. You've won a free week or a free month. All you got to do, email me dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1 at gmail.com. And let me know if you have a username on the website. If you do not, let me know a username, email, and a password, and we'll set you up. And in the subject line, say you are the 416 views winner or something like that. So the keyword yesterday was taxes, so it wasn't even in this one. So we're going to re-roll it till we see taxes here. There you go. Good work. Lot of War. If you had that, thanks for the support. If you had that keyword in that comment, you would have won a free week. There you go. Steve Wilson, congratulations. I believe you have an account on the site. Email me and say you are the 416 keyword winner, and let me know what your username is on the website. So, like I said, you can go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. FTA Plus is $10 for a week. It is $30 for a month. It is $199 for a year. I am still waiting. We had 1 spot available, and I have 3 people that have not responded to my email, or like they asked me, I responded, they have not responded back. So if you are interested to get $100 off a yearly pass, instead of $199, it is $99. Email me right now, dfshelp1@gmail.com. Let me know if you have a Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App, and then we will get you set up. First come, first serve. I am still waiting on you guys. So that being said, we're going to go position by position. We're going to look at the pitchers first, the ones that we like, and these are our top 5s. Now, you can find this on the cheat sheet. You can find this under all of the MLB content. You can go from the simulations to the projections. We've got it all there. And if you are interested, that is what we've got going. So starting off early on right now, what I am looking at is Robbie Ray. So I've got Robbie Ray against Philly. So usually Philly's good. I think his ownership will be a little bit lower than what people are expecting today, and I do not mind him whatsoever. Him going up against Philly, you've got 68 plate appearances, so hasn't seen them, he's seen a few. 33.8K percentage, a 230 batting average, 8.8 walk percentage, and a 302 WOBA against this current Phillies roster. So we look at him, and there are a ton of other, like Spencer Strider's coming back today. I don't know how deep he's going to go into the game. We're still kind of waiting. There's two teams that have not shown us who the pitcher is yet, which is wild because it's 9 a.m. It's 8:30. So you look at Robbie Ray. He's had 3 straight good starts. Fantastic start, 7 strikeouts against the Yankees. Only went 4 innings in that one, but still had 7 strikeouts. I don't mind that. Obviously, that's great. Him being 9,100, him being this far down this list here on FanDuel is kind of exciting to me. The fact that Jose Soriano is more expensive, Chris Bubich is more expensive, seems strange to me. The pricing on FanDuel today seems odd. I don't know why, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. So if we look at this ballpark, we look at the ballpark factors in this one here. The wind is blowing in. So that is a plus to our pitcher. And then we can look at kind of how they look. So Robbie Ray projected right around 6.21 are the early projections. I also forgot to mention, at the end of this video, we're still going to give you the pitches be crazy. So the top 5 pitchers against the teams that strike out the most. Maybe some of them will be what we're talking about. Some might not be. And we will also give you all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 simulations. We do 20,000 simulations a day. By the time the main slate locks, we'll have the 20,000 simulations in there. All of that for projections, simulations, all of that will be updated usually about an hour or hour and a half before first pitch of the main slate, because we got a 4-game early slate, an 11-game main slate, so make sure you check that out. So if we look at Robbie Ray, projections, batters face 22.2, over 6.5 strikeouts. So if you're looking right around 7 strikeouts on FanDuel, at least you can get it at plus 114. So if we dig in a little bit more to his numbers, over his last 5 games, he's averaged 4.67. Over his last 10, 5.20. And over his last 20, 5.20 as well. But then you couple that on top of other things that you want to look at. So what are we looking at? What I mean by that is, how do these other teams fare against the pitcher? And that's goes with pitches be crazy here. But looking at this, Philly right now, they strike out about 8.18 times per game. And at home, they're striking out 6.63. So they're a little bit better at home. But the wind blowing in gives me, I want to take exposure to Robbie Ray just because people will be all over Philly. His price seems lower than what it should be. I'm actually very surprised. Now, again, we're going to go through all of these things. I might not be right. I'm not always going to be right. There are times that I'm wrong. So I'm just trying to give you kind of insight of how we've built this website over the last 10 years, what you're looking for. FTA Plus has a ton of information for you. The only thing we do not have is an optimizer. You have optimal lineups you can look at to build off of, but we do not have an optimizer. So if you sign up for FTA Plus, just be aware there is no optimizer. I don't have the funds to build one out. It's like minimum $5,000 for the most basic optimizer. And then it's like $500 a month just to have real-time stats pump into it, which is unfortunate being the only person here doing it. So that's number 1, Robbie Ray. Number 2, flip side of that. I think this is going to be a pitcher's game. It could be a low-scoring game. I've got Aaron Nola going up against San Francisco here. 62 plate appearances, so kind of similar to what Robbie Ray has seen against Philly. 32.3K percentage, 8.1 walk percentage, 232 batting average, and then a 319 WOBA on that one. So we look at Nola and him down here. Price-wise, down to 8,800. His ERA is up there. He's had 2 good starts and 1 not so good start. 5 earned runs against Washington, but he had 8 strikeouts, so he got 25. Against the Dodgers, only 2 strikeouts, so very low. But then he kind of bounced back last week against St. Louis, 7 strikeouts there, 30 fantasy points. I love this matchup here for him. If we look at his numbers, he's currently projected as the highest strikeout probability pitcher today, 7.68. Projected right around 5.9 innings, 24.7 batters faced. So if we look at that, over his last 5 games, he's averaging 6.50 strikeouts per game. Over his last 10, 6.82. Over his last 20, 6.15. So if you look at this, the odds for him to have over 7.5, 150 on DraftKings. So if you want to bring that down to over 6.5 to get 7, I like that matchup there. He's in a great spot here with the wind blowing in. I love, it's a fantastic spot to have Aaron Nola number 2. And again, he is cheaper on here. He might be a little bit cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings, which sometimes that's what it takes. You got to dig in. You got to find those different guys that you might not even be looking at, because people are going to look at the Chris Bassett against Atlanta. They're going to look at Bubic against the Yankees for some reason. They're going to look at, why is Mitchell Parker that high? I don't know. I don't know these pricing. But I wanted to see what you guys thought. I wanted to see if this is something you guys were interested in. Early projections have some pitchers that you might overlook at this one. And I think that's one where we get to here. Osvaldo Bido. It's a great matchup here against the White Sox. You scroll all the way down. You find him at 8K. You look at his numbers. Got a 3 ERA. 3 good starts. Seattle's a team that, they strike out a little bit. Colorado, 5 strikeouts. That was in Colorado. He actually put up a pretty decent number there, only 2 earned runs. He's given up a total of 5 earned runs in 3 starts. Now he has a juicy matchup here against the White Sox. So if we look at the ballpark factors, the wind as of right now is blowing directly in from left to right in, which is great. That's a pitcher's dream is what we're looking at. So if we look at Bido here and we look at his last X amount of games, Osvaldo Bido projected right now about 4.97 strikeouts, so about 5. You look at this, over his last 5, he's averaging 4.83. Over his last 10, 5.27. Over his last 20, 4.45. Now he goes up against a White Sox team that we know that they're very bad. They are ranked 20 out of 30 in strikeouts, 8.69 times per game at just overall this season, and 8.40 at home. Now, Bido at this price, you're able to make a decent living off of building a lineup around there. SP2 on DraftKings, absolutely. I absolutely love him here. In his career overall, so obviously his career has not been very long. This White Sox team obviously is very bad. He's only faced 4 plate appearances of this actual current roster. 1 strikeout, 2 hits. There's not much going on there. So there's not real history, which sometimes we like to give that advantage to the pitcher and not the team that he's facing. So Bido, I think he will go under owned today. Early ownership percentages, we have him at, let's see. Actually, he will be owned. Current projection ownership is 36%. So cash games for sure. If you're going pitching and you want to go like a tournament, you want to fade the chalk a little bit, there's other pitchers that you could look at. But Bido, in a good spot here. I don't mind him whatsoever. Brings us to our next one, Ronel Blanco. Ronel here, averaging 20.66, so not the best. Does have almost a 7 ERA. Game log wise, coming off a fantastic start against the Angels, though. He obviously had 2 starts that he didn't do too well. The Angels have been hitting, but they just did not hit him. Went 5 innings. The only problem is, how deep is he going to go into this game? So 5 innings is his max. Had 7 strikeouts against the Angels, 6 against San Francisco. Now he gets a matchup here against St. Louis that we'll look at. So we look at the ballpark factors in St. Louis. Or is this at home? Where's this at? At St. Louis. The wind is blowing out to left, but it's, as of right now, projections don't have very many home runs in this game. So we look at his numbers here. Got him right around 4.34 strikeouts a game, or what we're projected today. Over his last 5, 5.50. Over his last 10, 5.09. And over his last 20, 5.50. So you're looking probably right around 5 to 6 strikeouts here against a St. Louis team that they strike out 8.12 times per game. They strike out 7.27 at home. So you could look at over 5.5 strikeouts if you want to take that bet. I'd be okay with that. So you look at that, and Blanco comes in. A little bit cheaper option at 7,500. I think he'll go under owned, especially on DraftKings, being a FanDuel line like pricing here. DraftKings is a little bit different if we look at his projected ownership, currently right now, got him right about 20% owned. So a little bit lower. I mean, it just depends on what we're looking at. And then if however you guys want to, it might change by the time, we run more simulations and stuff like that. So you never know. But a cheap option at 7,500, I'm okay with that. I don't think you should overthink it. I think we should be pretty good there, and get a little bit of exposure and hopefully save you a little bit of money when you're paying. And then our fifth pitcher that we are looking at is Brandon Pfaadt. We come back up here. He's averaging 29.66 game log wise, coming off a fantastic start against a really good Baltimore team. Went 6 innings in that one, 3 strikeouts, which is wild. Got 37 fantasy points and only had 3 strikeouts. So the strikeouts have been kind of low. And we look at this one. It's in Miami, so the ballpark's not a factor. It's a dome, so we don't have to worry about that. So we then look at how this Miami team does. So overall, Miami's 24th out of 30. They're striking out 9.31 times per game. They're striking out 8.45 times at home. Brandon Pfaadt has the second best odds right now to have the most amount of strikeouts. He's at 6.84. Over his last 5, he's averaging 6.17. Over his last 10, 5.64. And over his last 20, 5.65. Comes in with a 3.5 ERA. A fantastic matchup here against a Miami team that's lackluster at best. I don't mind this. And if we look at what his projected ownership is, and this is all found on our cheat sheet, right around 27% owned. So not the highest owned pitcher. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th highest owned pitcher at the moment. Price-wise, probably in a good spot at 8,600. I think his matchup probably should be more towards 9,200 on FanDuel, but we will take what we can get. So then we'll move. So there's your top 5. Then we'll move to each position. Now, obviously, you don't need both. You do have a utility, and on FanDuel, you do have a catcher and or a first base. You don't need both. So we'll kind of look at this. So as of right now, these are my top 5 catchers and top 5 first basemen currently. Maybe they'll change a little bit once simulations go through, but kind of projected what we're looking at. So number 1, I've got Will Smith at catcher. Number 2 is Cal Raleigh. 3 is William Contreras. 4 is Ben Rice, who's first base catcher or first base eligible. It is a lefty on lefty matchup with Bubic, and it's not guaranteed that he's in this lineup. I would like Ben Rice if he were leading off more than if he were in the middle of the lineup. So that is definitely one to look at. Number 5 is Adley Rutschman. I'm looking at Adley here. I like his matchup here. Ownership right now is like less than 2%, which makes no sense to me. I think it will go up during the day. But again, go check out the tab on the cheat sheet about an hour before main slate lock. Then we look at first baseman. Like you can see the pricings up here. Right now, I've got Yandy Diaz, number 1. Number 2, I've got Freddie Freeman. Number 3, I've got Josh Naylor, who homered yesterday. Number 4, I've got Matt Olson, who also homered. And number 5 is Paul Goldschmidt against Bubic. I love Goldie here, especially leading off, if he does lead off for the Yankees. Him or Ben Rice leading off, whoever's in there, they're in a great matchup there. But Goldie smashes lefties. And I think he's got some good numbers BVP-wise. If you want to check him out, they're under the MLB tab, and you can look at BVP for Goldie and that one. Moving on to second base, looking at this, like you can just see the pricing. It's so funny to see like Marte being second highest when he's out on the IL. Like just move him down. No one's going to use him either. It doesn't make sense what they do. So second base, I've got Mookie Betts, number 1. He's second and shortstop eligible and outfield, so you've got all of that. Number 2 is Luis Rengifo. Number 3 might be a little bit shocking, but Curtis Mead. Number 4 is Kyron Paris, who we talked about this, was it yesterday or the day before? Kind of slowed down. I don't know if I'm going to pay $3,600 for him. Still batting .366. Had positive fantasy points in every single game this season except day 1. But to pay off his price, he needs double digits. I don't know if I'll have much exposure to him. Number 4 is Christian Campbell against Tampa Bay. And number 5 is Jose Altuve, who also is outfield eligible for you on both sites. Then third base. You see these numbers with Machado. Machado had 1 home run or 2 yesterday. 1 home run. Yeah, he's had 18 plus in past 2 games. Had really starting really good. But I've got Rafi Devers number 1. So if we look at Devers, we know his struggles to start the season. He still has those 0 games, but I mean, you can see 9.2 yesterday, 3.6. I don't know how much exposure I'll have to him, but he is there for me. Number 2 is Alex Bregman, who is questionable now. What happened? Oh, birth of his child, so he is out. Yeah, I mean, he just went 5 for 5 yesterday. He had that dad energy, so he's out. So number 2, I've got Junior Caminero. Number 3, I've got Austin Riley, who's been absolutely on fire, batting 300 so far. Home run yesterday, 2 the day before. Just absolutely smashing right now. Like one of the lone bright spots for this Braves team that has just been atrocious. Just bad. And then number 5, I've got Jose Ramirez coming in. He is very expensive. He does steal bases. Occasionally hasn't won stolen base this year. He's been up and down too. So honestly, if you want to save some money, I don't know, pay up. Unless you're doing a full stack, then obviously you would get Ramirez in a stack there with Cleveland. Machado makes a ton of sense. He's been absolutely dominating. Austin Riley is another one. He just, for whatever reason, he's smashing right now. Take that hot hand. I might take Austin Riley number 1 over everybody else. You know what? I am going to switch it. Austin Riley's my number 1. I'm going to switch him and Devers around. That's what I will look at there. Shortstop wise, we've already talked about Mookie. A sneaky one, I think, Geraldo Perdomo, number 1. Number 2, I've got Lindor. Number 3, Gunnar Henderson. 4, Corey Seager. And number 5, I have Bobby Witt Jr. And then you can see Bobby Witt's the second highest priced shortstop there outside of Mookie. But I mean, Mookie's everywhere. But Bobby Witt's been doing some good things. He does steal bases occasionally. He does hit home runs occasionally. Only 2 this year, but if he was to do one in this ballpark against Clark Schmidt, would not surprise me whatsoever. Then we're going to go over some of the batters that we like. Number 1 is Ohtani. Number 1 is Ohtani, and leading off gives me great hope there. 2 is Juan Soto. He's got back-to-back games with a home run. 3, Julio Rodriguez. 4, Taylor Ward. 5, Aaron Judge. 6, Michael Conforto. 7, Corbin Carroll, who's been absolutely on fire as well. Do you have a home run grand slam yesterday? Yeah, big home run yesterday. Back-to-back, almost 3 straight 20-plus games almost. 41 yesterday. Next is Randy Arozarena, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., and Stephen Kwan. So those are all of the batters that we like, or the top 5s and top 10 for outfield. If you want to see all of them, all the projections, all the simulations for $10 a week, check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. MLB tab has it all. Go to FTA Plus to sign up. Again, 1 spot available for that $100 off the yearly pass. I don't know why people aren't on it, but they just have not been. So what we're going to do is we are going to go over all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 simulations. There are not many today. The other day we had 34, I think. There are not many today, but we are still going to give you them. If you want to see all of them under the MLB tab, they're the matchup tool. So it's got 10, 9, 8, all the batters that are projected to play today will have a matchup rating, so go check those out. But number 1, Shohei Ohtani. Number 2 is Corey Seager. 3, James Wood. 4, Taylor Ward. 5, Kyle Tucker. 6, Freddie Freeman. 7, Mookie Betts. 8, Yordan Alvarez. 9, Yandy Diaz. 10, Juan Soto. 11, Michael Togliai. 12, Brendan Donovan. 13, Danny Jansen. And 14 is Nick Martini against Bobby Miller and the Dodgers. So not very many compared to the day before, but that's what we have. Then we're going to give you pitches be crazy. Now what this is these are the top 5 pitchers matchup-wise that have the best strikeout chances against the teams that strike out the most. So number 1 is Bobby Miller versus Colorado. Colorado is averaging 10.53 strikeouts per game and 10.82 on the road. Number 2 is Zach Littell. And if we look at that real quick, let me pause this. Let me get this up and have their projections out there as well. Okay, so Bobby Miller's current projections, 4.5 strikeouts. Over under 4.5 at minus 205 on DraftKings and minus 192 on FanDuel over their last games here. Bobby Miller is averaging 4.17 last 5, 3.45, which is low, last 10, and 4.65 over his last 20, but Colorado strikes out a ton. Against Colorado in his career, 33 plate appearances, 21.2 K percentage against this current roster, a 226 batting average. So you don't have much. There's not a ton of history. But again, Colorado strikes out a ton. Number 2 is Zach Littell. Littell is going up against Boston. Boston strikes out an average of 10 times per game and 10.7 times on the road. Littell in 51 plate appearances against Boston has a 122 batting average against him, 33.3 K percentage, and a 3.9 walk percentage. So then if we look at Littell on here, his current projection is 5.29. His last 5, he's averaging 5.50. His last 10, 4.55. And his last 20, 4.45. Number 3. This one I don't know about. Jose Quintana. And I say that because we look at his numbers. Coming off a good one, he's one start. He went 7 innings in his season debut. Had only 2 strikeouts there. In his career against the Tigers, 17 plate appearances, 438 batting average. He has not struck out any of them. That's why I'm a little bit iffy on this one. But Detroit strikes out 9.82 times per game, 10.18 on the road. If we look at Quintana's projections, it's projected right now at 5.94. Last 5, 4.67. Last 10, 4.27. And his last 20, 4.60. So it's one of those that GPP tournament, maybe if you're going to go with like sports betting with this one and Jose Quintana, might go over. I might alt line it at over 4.5 if you can find that, just to be on the safe side. Number 4 is Aaron Nola versus the Giants. The Giants strike out 9.53 times per game and 10.55 on the road. He's had 62 plate appearances against him on this Giants team. Only a 232 batting average, 32.3 K percentage as well. And what we talked about, he's the number 1 projected pitcher for strikeouts, over under of 7.5, which you can find 230 on FanDuel, 180 on DraftKings. And over his last games, his last 5, he's averaging 6.50. His last 10, 6.82, and his last 20, 6.15. And then number 5 is Chris Bubic against the New York Yankees. So we kind of look at this. He's actually been pretty decent this year. 0.096 ERA. 250-plus fantasy points there against Milwaukee and Baltimore. Baltimore's a really good hitting team. Back-to-back 8+ strikeouts there. And then against Cleveland, 5 strikeouts in that game. The Yankees strike out 9.41 times per game and 9 times per game at home. We look at Bubic, his line right now. So if we look at overall his numbers, so he was a starter, then he went to the bullpen. It's been back and forth. He's only seen the Yankees 24 plate appearances, struck out 25% of those batters, which is basically 4 batters, give or take. 12.5 walk percentage, but a 368 batting average kind of scares me a little bit. But we look at this. Bubic currently right now has a projection of 6.48 strikeouts over his last 5, 10, and 15, or last 5, 10, and 20, 6.17 strikeout average through the entire thing. So if you want to look at his odds, if you take over 5.5, you could probably alt that. But if you look at over 6.5, so we're projected 7, 168 plus 168 on FanDuel and plus 125 on DraftKings. So the pitching odds are just better on FanDuel if you are one that likes to go through odds. So looking at that, number 1 is Bobby Miller. Number 2 is Zach Littell. 3 is Jose Quintana. 4, Aaron Nola. And number 5 is Chris Bubic. And that is it. Let me know if you guys liked the way we did this. The keyword for today is coffee. So if you're still here listening, that is the keyword. I did the pitching video yesterday, and you guys, I think someone typed something to be funny, and then people weren't actually watching the video, and they were just typing what they thought the keyword was. There was no keyword in that video. I was very confused. I thought I was going banana land. I was in my mind, I was like, what is going on? I'm like, there's no keyword. I don't know what you guys were doing. That tells me sometimes maybe you're not watching the video and you're just looking at what people are commenting and commenting that comment. There wasn't a keyword in that video, and I wasn't even trying to trick anybody, so that's very confusing. But yeah, that's what we've got in this video. Let me know if you do enjoy it this way or if you want the entire video broken down. I'm going to look at your guys' comments throughout the day. 4 early games. The rest are the main slate. Everything will be locked and ready to go there. Basketball, football. We got golf tomorrow. No MMA on Saturday. And yeah, so that's what I've got. So let's have a fantastic day. Good luck. And as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.